Hello dear students. So in the last class we were discussing regarding the simple permanent tissue. So in the simple permanent tissue we have discussed with the parenchyma as well as collenchyma. So next one is sclerenchyma. So we have already discussed the points. Let me repeat the points whatever we have discussed in sclerenchyma tissue. So the sclerenchyma tissue, it is called as dead mechanical tissue, whereas the collenchyma, it was called as living mechanical tissue. So the living means that the collenchyma cells, they are having a dense cytoplasm inside the cell, but here the sclerenchyma, it is called as dead because inside the cell the protoplasm is absent. Only the outer rigid cell wall is present. Now the sclerenchyma, as it is a dead tissue, there is no protoplasm, or you can say it lacks the protoplasm, nucleus, everything, that is, it lacks nucleus and other organelles, vacuole, everything. Next, it has a thick cell wall. The cell wall thickening, that is the secondary cell wall thickening, it is due to the deposition of a chemical called as lignin. So due to the deposition of lignin, the wall, that is the cell wall, it is very thick, and the space, the empty space inside the cell, it is called as lumen, which is an empty space inside a cell. Next, the undeposited, the area of, now let us consider this as a sclerenchyma. I'll write the diagram. Now, wherever there is no deposition of lignin, the undeposited layer of lignin in the cell wall, it is called as pits. So pits is undeposited lignin in the cell wall. So that is called as pits. Now the sclerenchyma tissue, again it is differentiated into two main categories. One is fibers and the other one is sclerites. So the sclerites are also called as stone cells and the another one is fibers. Now first we will take up with the sclerenchyma fibers. So the fibers, what are the shape of these fibers? Means the cells of the fibers, they are elongated with the tapering ends. See, the ends are pointed. The pointed ends, they are called as tapering ends. So the elongated cells with the tapering ends. And inside the cell, there is no protoplasm, it is a dead cell. So hence the space inside, the empty space inside the cell, it is called as what? It is called as lumen. It is called as lumen. So this is a cell wall. The cell wall here, it is thick due to the deposition of what? Lignin. So the process of deposition of lignin in the cell wall, it is called as lignification. So now at certain points or certain regions of the cell wall, there is no lignin deposition. Means cell wall is absent antalla. The cell wall is there, but the lignin deposition is not there. In which region? At this region. So the undeposited lignin region, this region, it is called as pits. It is called as pits. And the space inside, the empty space inside the sclerenchyma fiber, it is called as lumen, or the empty cell inside that space, it is called as lumen. So the lumen here, it is narrow, it is not wide. Narrow antandre agla kammi irodakke narrow, tumba agla idre wide anta antivi. So the lumen here, it is narrow, elongated cells. Next, what about the sclerites? The sclerites are also called as stone cell, which occurs in various shapes, and based on their shape, again it is differentiated into 5 or 6 types. When compared to fibers, the sclerites, the thickening of the cell wall, it is more when compared to fibers. So this is a sclerite. See, whatever I am doing a shade, it is a deposition of lignin in the cell wall. So cell wall, see, it is very thick here. It is a brachysclerite. So the brachysclerites are the sclerites which are generally oval or spherical in their shape. See, whatever the thickening I have done, it is a lignin deposition. It is lignin, and you can see the cavity inside. It is very minute, or sometimes even the lumen, it is absent. The empty space inside the cell is very less, or you can say it is very narrow, or you can sometimes it can be also said it is lumen is absent. Why? Means due to the deposition, high deposition of lignin. Based on the different mode of deposition of lignin and based on its shape of the sclerite, it is classified into different types. So the sclerites, they are also called as stone cells. It is mainly seen in the shell of the fruits, in the hard covering of the shell around the seed. The best example is coconut shell or the aracanut shell. That shell, it is made up of stone cell. The best example I'll say, if we take a coconut, ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಇಡೀ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಸುಲಿಲ್ದೇ ಇರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಫುಲ್ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆ ಇರೋಂಥ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಅದು ನಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಲಿರನ್ಕೈಮಾ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಲಿರನ್ಕೈಮಾ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್. ಆ ನಾರು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅದು ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋಂಥ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಲಿರನ್ಕೈಮಾ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್. ಅದೇ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ನಾವು ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ಹೊಡೆದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಶೆಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಚಿಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ತೆಂಗಿನ ಚಿಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ, ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಲಿರೈಟ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್. Understood? So what is the function of the sclerenchyma? Means it provides a protection, it provides a rigidity, as well as it provides a mechanical support. So rigidity, mechanical support, as well as it also provides the protection. Understood? So this is about the sclerenchyma fibers as well as sclerites. So now next we'll move up with the complex permanent tissue. So this is about the simple permanent tissue. So in the simple permanent tissue there are three types. One is parenchyma, next collenchyma, third one is sclerenchyma. So in the sclerenchyma there are two types, one is fibers and another one is sclerites. So next is complex permanent tissue. So in the complex permanent tissue there are two types, one is xylem and the another one is phloem. Xylem and phloem. So xylem, it is commonly called as wood, WOOD, whereas phloem, it is called as bast, BAST, bast. So first we'll take up with the xylem. So xylem, it is a water conducting tissue. Xylem is a water conducting tissue. Now the xylem and phloem, it is placed in complex permanent tissue. Why? Means this tissue, it is made up of different structures, but the ultimate, the function is same, but it is involved with more than one tissue is involved in this function. Which function? In the process of conduction of water. In the xylem, it is not made up of only single type of tissue, but it is made up of different types of tissue. So hence we will call them as the xylem components. What are the different components or different types of tissue seen in xylem? The main function is it helps in conduction of water. So what are the different components in the xylem? One is tracheids, second one is trachea, third xylem parenchyma, and fourth one is xylem fibers. So these are the four types of component involved in the complex permanent tissue, that is xylem. So the components of the xylem are, one is tracheids, trachea, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So now this trachea, or this it is also called as tracheary elements. trachary elements, or you can also say it as vessels, trachary vessels anta kuda helbodu. So now the tracheids and trachea are similar to each other, but the trachea it is seen in gymnosperms and it is seen in pteridophytes. And even this tracheids it is seen in few angiosperms also, but commonly it is seen in pteridophytes and gymnosperms. Whereas the trachea it is seen in all angiosperms. The maximum in all the angiosperms we will see the trachea or the vessels. Understood? Now first we will see the difference between tracheids and trachea. Now what is this trachid, how it will be? So the tracheids, as I said, it is only seen in gymnosperms and pteridophyte. What is the shape of the trachid? Means the shape of the trachid, they are the elongated vessels or cells, elongated cells which are overlapped on one another, which is overlapped on one another. See, this is one trachid, this is one, and lower there is another trachid. But the shape of the cell, it is elongated tracheids, and you can see the pointed ends. See, this is very important, tapering ends or pointed ends. And the cell wall of the trachid, again here it is very thick cell wall. And the undeposited, again here also we will call them as pits. It is termed as pits. See, the undeposited region of lignin. Why it is thick tracheids? Again it is due to the deposition of lignin. But it is not a sclerenchyma fiber. Understood? It is a trachid, a component of xylem. And the lumen here it is narrow. When compared to trachea, the lumen here it is very narrow. Next, the cells, they are overlapped on one another. So through this lumen, this is a lumen. Why I am saying here lumen means, again the tracheids, it is dead component. It is a dead component. Which one? Tracheids. Why we are saying it is dead? Because the cytoplasm here it is absent. Hence the cells are dead. There is inside, there is an empty space. Through this space, the water it circulates from one vessel to another tracheid. Understood? So it is present throughout the plant, from tip of the plant till the tip of a root. The tracheids will be arranged one above the other. So this is through which the conduction of the water takes place from one place to another place, from the tip of the root till the tip of the shoot. So now the lumen, it is narrow due to the deposition of the lignin. It is a dead component, and the tracheids, they are arranged one above the other. So this is about, and the undeposited region here it is called as again pits. Next, based on the deposition of the lignin, again they are classified into different types that I'll explain while explaining trachea. So this tracheids, it is mainly seen in gymnosperms as well as in pteridophyte. It is a dead component. Now we'll write the trachea. So trachea, it is wider. The trachea, it is wider, and even the trachea, they are arranged one above the other. Trachea, this is trachea which is seen in angiosperm, that is tracheid, this is trachea. This trachea or the xylem vessel which is seen in angiosperm. The cell wall here again it is very thick cell wall. The cell wall, it is due to the again deposition of lignin. The undeposited area is called as pits. And now the deposition of lignin, there are different types of deposition, or based on the mode of deposition of lignin it is classified into 5 types. What are the 5 types? One is annular, scalariform, reticulate, pitted. So first we will take up with the annular. So what happens in annular form means the lignin, it is deposited in the form of ring like. So this is a lignin deposition. The lignin inside the vessel, it is deposited in the form of ring like. So this ring like deposition of lignin, this type of trachea is called as annular. It is called as annular. Next, there is another one type. Second type is scalariform. Or first we will take up with spiral. So this is a trachea. So again the mode of deposition varies. The deposition of lignin, it will be in the form of spring like. You can see. So this is a spring like deposition of what? Lignin. The lignin, it is deposited in the form of spring like. So it is called as spiral. Spiral. Next one is, third type is scalariform. So the scalariform, mainly the deposition of lignin, it is in the form of ladder like. It is in the form of ladder. So it is in the form of ladder like. So that is scalariform, the deposition of lignin. Next comes the reticulate. The word reticulate, that refers to network like. So the deposition of lignin, it is in the form of network. There is no exact particular pattern. So it will be in the form of network, which is connected with one another. Network like web like also we can say. Understood? It is in the form of network like. This is called as reticulate. And the third, last one is pitted. So in case of pitted type, so the entire lumen, it is deposited with the lignin. The entire lumen is deposited with the lignin. Only at certain region, the undeposited region of the lignin, I have written the dots. These dots, it does not contain any lignin, and this undeposited area itself, they are called as pits. So hence this type is called as pitted. It is called as pitted. So there are, based on the mode of deposition of the lignin, the vessels, they are classified mainly into 5 types. One is annular, spiral, scalariform, and another one is reticulate and pitted. So the scalariform, you can also write, if you get confused, you can also write in this way, ladder like. I have joined, whether you can write in this form. It is in the form of ladder like. It is in the form of ladder. So this is about the 5 types of the vessels, tracheal elements. So either it may be, see, all the 5 types, even it is seen in tracheids as well as in trachea. That is, it is seen in gymnosperm, pteridophyte, as well as it is also seen in angiosperm. Mainly the annular and spiral, they are seen in early stages of development of the plant. Hence they are considered as, they are seen in protoxylem. I will explain what is protoxylem. So this type, it is seen in the it is seen in early stages during the primary growth. Whereas when the plant shows the secondary growth, the xylem, either it may be in the form of scalariform, reticulate, or even it may be pitted form. So this is the deposition of lignin in the trachary elements. So again remember, the trachea is also, it is a dead component of the xylem. So the main water conduction, where it takes place, either it takes place through trachea in angiosperm, whereas tracheids in gymnosperms and pteridophyte. So this is, so I am repeating, see I have written only the trachea. And also another very important, what is the difference between trachid and trachea? The previous diagram, whatever I have written, the tracheids, they were having the pointed ends, or the end was tapering. But here we can see the blunt ends. There is no pointed, it is straight. So hence they exhibit blunt ends, where vessels, understood, or trachary elements, they show the blunt end, and we can't identify then hence the trachea, they will be overlapped on one another to form a continuous pipeline like structure. And based on the deposition of lignin, it is classified into 5 types. The annular and spiral, it mainly is seen in protoxylems, whereas in metaxylem, or when the plant grows to a secondary growth, the xylem will be converted into either scalariform, reticulate, or pitted. So this is about the trachary elements, that is tracheids and trachea. So this is, what is the main difference between trachid and trachea means? In the tracheids, the cells, they are having a tapering ends, whereas here they exhibit a blunt ends. It is seen in pteridophytes and gymnosperm, whereas this is seen in angiosperms. Now next we will move with xylem parenchyma. So xylem parenchyma is another type of a component associated with the xylem tissue. Xylem parenchyma is another type of a tissue which is closely associated with the trachary elements. So as the name itself indicates, the parenchyma, which is associated with the xylem, the parenchyma tissue which is associated with the xylem, and now let us consider this as a xylem vessel. Let us consider the spiral type is there. On the either side or on the side of the xylem vessel, if the parenchyma cells or tissue is attached, so whatever now I am writing, it is a parenchyma tissue. The parenchyma tissue which is associated with the xylem, this is a parenchyma tissue. This is trachea, this is parenchyma. The parenchyma tissue which is associated with the xylem vessel is called as xylem parenchyma. So what is the function of this parenchyma? Means it helps in storage of food, or it supplies the nutritive tissue, or it acts as a nutritive tissue also, you can say. Now, the only living component of the xylem is xylem parenchyma. The only living component of xylem tissue is xylem parenchyma. So for 1 marks they may ask a question, name the living component of a xylem tissue. So for that you have to write xylem parenchyma. Understood? If you write only parenchyma, it is not a suitable answer. So you have to write what? It is xylem parenchyma is the only living component of the xylem tissue. So the parenchyma which is closely associated with the xylem or with the trachary elements, it is called as xylem parenchyma, which is mainly involved in storage of food, and it is a living component. The only living component of the xylem tissue is xylem parenchyma. Next is xylem fibers. So we have already discussed the word fibers. It comes under the tissue sclerenchyma. So xylem fibers the fibers word, wherever you come across with the word fibers in this chapter, you have to remember the fibers means it is a sclerenchyma tissue. The sclerenchyma fibers which is associated with the xylem tissue are called as sclerenchyma fibers, or you can say xylem fibers. See, now let us consider this as fibers. Understood? Now let us consider this as a xylem fibers which is associated with the xylem tissue. So the sclerenchyma fibers which is closely associated with the xylem tissue, then it is called as fibers, xylem fibers. Now what is the function of the sclerenchyma tissue means? Again it provides a mechanical support. It provides a mechanical support to the xylem, and it is also a dead component. It is a dead component of xylem tissue. So tracheids, trachea and sclerenchyma fibers or xylem fibers are the dead component, and the only living component is xylem parenchyma. Remaining all the three, they are the dead components because they does not have a living protoplasm. So what is the function of this fibers means? They provide a mechanical support to this xylem. So this is about the xylem tissue. So xylem tissue, it is of water conducting tissue present in the plants. The main function of this tissue is it is involved in conduction of water to the different parts of a plant. So it is a continuous pipeline like structure from the tip of root till the tip of a shoot, and again it is variously branched in the other branches. Now the xylem, it consists of main four components. One is tracheids, trachea, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So the tracheids are mainly seen in lower forms of a plant, that is mainly in pteridophytes and gymnosperm. We will see tracheids. Whereas the trachea, it is seen in angiosperm. The tracheids, they are elongated cells with a tapering end which is overlapped on one another. Whereas the trachea are the elongated cells itself, but they show up blunt ends. And they both are dead components, means they does not have a living protoplasm. And this dead component, the cell wall is very thick, and it is, what is the cell wall of xylem made up of? And even it is made up of a lignin deposition. Based on the deposition of lignin in different manner, the vessels are classified as well as the tracheids are classified into 5 types. One is annular, annual, that word refers to ring gantha. Spiral, spring-like, that is the lignin is deposited in the form of spring. Next, scalariform, that is the lignin, it is deposited in the form of ladder. Next comes reticulate. Reticulate is nothing but network-like. So the deposition of lignin in the vessel, it is in the form of network-like. And the last is pitted. The entire lumen of the vessel is completely lignified, and at a certain regions the lignin is not deposited. That results in the formation of pits. That itself is called as pitted. So this is about the vessels. Parenchyma is a living mechanical tissue, and this parenchyma, if it is associated or if it is very close to the xylem vessel, then it is called as xylem parenchyma. So it is mainly storage in function, or it is nutritive in function, and this is the only living component of the xylem. Next, moving with the xylem fibers, the sclerenchyma fibers, which is closely associated with the with the xylem. It is a sclerenchyma fibers which is closely associated with xylem. So these are the fibers, understood, with the tapering ends. And what is the main function of the sclerenchyma fibers means? It provides a mechanical support due to the lignification, and even it is a dead component. So all the 3 components of the xylem are dead, and the only living component is the xylem parenchyma. So that is about the vessels. So now next, there is another, the xylem, again it is classified into 2 categories based on its formation. The one is protoxylem and another one is metaxylem. So what is this protoxylem and metaxylem means?